Alright, let's discuss some flight control malfunctions. We'll start with the flap malfunction. We'll not discuss complete flaps failure because then you'd simply do a flaps up landing, and we have talked about that in the flaps up landing session. But today we'll look at a partial flaps failure, which can, or probably is more critical because it will induce roll. So we assume that our flaps are just extending on one wing but not on the other. So let's demonstrate this. The speed is already in the white arc, so speed checked, flaps 10. And you can see the airplane rolls. And we need opposite aileron to counteract this. If I extend the flaps more, this of course will get even worse, and at some point we might need full aileron to just keep our heading. So of course the simple solution here would be, if it's possible, to retract the flaps again. And now I have normal control, and I would do just a flaps up landing anywhere. Alright, the second malfunction we'll look at is aileron failure. Of course, in real life you could also have a partial failure, so this would be resulting in maybe a reduced roll rate. But let's just look at a complete aileron failure now. Alright, so I have now lost complete aileron control. As you can see, I can move the ailerons, but nothing happens. Of course, what you can use here is the rudder. By applying rudder with the rudder pedals in one direction, you will be able to lift one wing, and this will actually induce some bank and you can fly a turn. Now if I'd like to roll out, for example, on heading 090, heading east, I just have to apply opposite rudder to lift the other wing and eventually get the wings level again. So as with all flight control malfunctions, of course it's now a good idea to find an airport with a really long runway and set yourself up for a long final approach so that you can get used to flying the plane or turning the plane with rudder only. Alright, and finally now let's look at a complete elevator failure. Alright, our ailerons are working again, but the elevator has failed. You can see that I'm pushing the nose down, but nothing happens. So what you can use here is the elevator trim, first of all, and also power. Increasing power will help you get the nose up, and reducing power will get the nose down. But of course, primarily if it still works and the elevator isn't blocked in any way, you can use the elevator trim to control the pitch. So it's a combination of trim and power. If you can only use power, well, that's normally possible as well. Add power to climb, reduce power to descend, and then for straight and level flight or to just hold your altitude, you just have to find some sweet spot power setting that will keep the nose just at the right place. So if that really happens to you, and you have the time, just fly around a little bit, practice control of the pitch by using the power, and then find yourself a nice long runway and set up for a long final to landing with power and or trim. Alright, this concludes the lesson about flight control failures. See you next time.